Hi, and welcome to the 10 square meter workshop. I recently decided I wanted to get more involved in hand making of woodwork. You know the sort of thing, hand cut dovetails, etc. Now to do this, of course, I'm going to need some more tools and equipment. But rather than buy these, I decided I want to make or refurbish most of the items. But before I go down that route, there's a glaring error in my workshop. As regular viewers will have seen, I just use my large engineering vise, but that's not suitable for many things. I can of course clamp wood to the side of my MFT, but that's all a bit clumsy. I really need a proper vise, and this is the place to fit it. The starting point would be this piece of Baltic ply left over from a previous project. First job is to trim it to size. And then a light clean up of the edges and corners. I now clamp to the side of the MFT and drill through the pilot holes. The table was then drilled 13mm to be fitted with these 10mm inserts. The inserts were tapped in from the rear, then everything checked for alignment using some screwed rod. I could have made the turning wheels out of wood, but instead I 3D printed them. You can see the recess for the 10mm nut. I'm going to make the spindles for the winding handles out of brass. First turn down to 5mm, then thread the end 5mm metric, then a length of 6mm, before flipping it end to end and doing the whole thing again. Then it's reduce the centre before parting off. The ends were then turned and chamfered, and a screwdriver slot cut in the end. With a couple of 3D printed parts, I have all the parts now to assemble the windy bits. And here we have the windy handles on. For the shafts, I tack welded a couple of nuts onto 10mm threaded rod and cut them to length. I now need to fit the shafts into the hole, which I made slightly undersized. I do this by heating up the shaft to about 200 degrees with a torch, measuring it using this remote thermometer. Pull off the shaft using a wet cloth. This is a pretty effective method of getting a permanent attachment. Assembled and with large washers fitted, you just slot the wood in, dial it up roughly, and then clamp it. Yep, that'll do me. A couple of coats of varnish, and I have a vise suitable for laying out and cutting joints. With that done, I'm now ready to repair and make the tools I need to progress further. Why not subscribe and follow my path?